Alrighty, welcome to Horror Flicks and Music Mix podcast. We are your hosts. I am Dustin.
And I'm Kendra.
And I'm Kevin. Wow, we're really changing it up with our approach. On this podcast, we discuss horror films, the scores, and the people behind the movies.
If this is your first time listening, thank you. Our goal with this podcast is to fully analyze a variety of horror films while giving our unfiltered opinions on those films. Welcome to season 5.
Season 5. Season 5, Season of the Witch.
Season 5.
Electric Boogaloo.
You know how I've been dividing the seasons up along the way?
Yeah, we've been doing that since the beginning. I remember.
By the decade? Yeah.
By decade?
Yeah,
okay.
we did,
I was like,
60, 70, 80, 90, 2000.
2010.
Yep. Actually, it would be season 6, but what the fuck?
how are you guys going to go back in and fill in the 91, 92, 93?
Oh, yes. About 5 years from now.
Yeah, never. Yeah.
Never.
It's a never-ending podcast. We're going to have at least 5,000 episodes.
5,000.
Guarantee it. At least.
Either way, we are in the year 2010. Lot of remakes this year. And this episode deals with one of those remakes that's not good. And we know what we do with remakes. We pair them with the original. So half of this episode will be good and half of it won't.
I do appreciate, Kendra, that you added your own little side notes, and maybe I was a little harsh, but then when I get into it, I go full. I go a blasting. I just start blasting.
Kevin sees red.
I'm here for it. I love it because when I hate something, I also really hate something. I don't usually. If I decide I don't like it, that's it. There's no changing my mind, and I won't always revisit it. But
unfortunately, I've just watched a lot of cruddy movies lately on my random movie list on Letterboxd, which doesn't help. And I'm like, then I had this on top. I was like, oh no.
And you were like dreading going into it. You're like, God, I already know I hate this. I don't want. So I
know, and then I clarified why. But let's start off with one of the masterpieces, please. Yes. Start off with the masterpiece.
On Elm Street, directed by Wes Craven.
Gee, who's he?
Who is that guy?
Who's that guy?
How did we hear about this one? I have a fun story, but how did you hear about it, Kevin?
Oh, I feel like the story is always the same. It's one of those that it's a little bit different. I remember on Sci-Fi Channel, there was like a commercial and it was talking about like horror movies, and it showed Freddy. It's that part in this film where he like puts the glove up to his face like this, and I was like, the hell is that? And it said Freddy Kreuger, and it was like Leatherface. I was like, oh. And so when I started getting into my rent a horror movie every week phase, I started my Nightmare on Elm Streets and just went down the line like I did with Jason and Michael and all of that, and just loved it. I loved these movies, and except for the 6th one, but I loved 1 through 5. And yes, I will defend 4 and 5 to the day I die.
Because I don't think you need to defend 4.
Okay, but I will defend 5.
Okay, 4's okay.
But 6, no. That was worse than.
That's what, Freddy's Dead?
Ooh, okay. I'll have to get back to you on that one. Is Freddy's Dead worse than the remake? But anyway, so this is up there for me as one of my top 10 greats. This is one that actually got me scared. This one I actually was afraid to fall asleep. And like some of the images that still are spine tingling, like when we get into it, I'll say when, but there's just some parts that are just like, man, that is just creepy in the best way possible. And there's not many other movies that have me get that feeling when I see it, other than this film. Yep.
This is one of your favorites.
This is one of my favorites.
Hell yeah.
Like of all time, never leaves my top 5. Love it. Freddy is, I think it's really tough for me to say my favorite slasher villain because I love Ghostface. Like, don't get me wrong. And I don't necessarily count Hannibal Lecter as a slasher at all. He's like a whole villain. But Freddy's really high there. I just, like, psychologically, this movie is terrifying. And it's even scarier as an adult psychological
Yes.
to me, where it's like, God, it's just dread. But yeah, I love this movie.
Damn
And
it.
also,
Okay, he's jealous. Yeah. Is he whispering something to you?
Yeah.
no,
That's awesome.
what?
Yeah. He's
God,
with.
yeah.
I asked him what his favorite scary movie was,
Oh my God,
and
let
he
me
was
see.
telling me about a part in said movie.
Ah.
I love Freddy so much that I will watch anything Robert Englund does, and I
Yeah.
own a movie he did called Fear Clinic
Oh.
that objectively is not good.
Interesting.
He also
But-
directed, didn't he direct 976 Evil?
Yeah.
Yes.
I
And I've
picked that
seen
up.
that. That wasn't that great, but
Yeah.
he has a love of horror, which I appreciate.
Oh yeah, he just has a great sense of humor about everything, which I really enjoy. But fun story about this movie for me. I am 100% certain it was not the first movie I saw in the theater in my life. I'm sure my mom took me to like The Lion King or something, like a mom does. But there was the Mall of the Blessed Theater did like a special showing of this or something. And this is the first movie theater memory I have from my childhood is this movie.
Jeez.
This,
Wow.
and then when I got to see The Shining and Twister at the drive-in.
Ooh,
Nice.
Twister at the
It's
drive-in,
almost-
especially for the drive-in scene. That would have been like,
Yeah.
holy shit.
Yeah, it was like meta before I knew what that was. But
Yeah.
yeah, I love this movie so much. So
And
much.
Justin, how about you?
So my mom had this on VHS, and I don't know if it was like the actual VHS itself or if it was like a recorded copy. It was unedited. Either way, she had it, and I've only heard about it. I've heard about Freddy Kreuger. This wasn't the first one. The first one I ever watched was New Nightmare. But when I went to watch this one for the first time, I was still really young, like elementary school, and the part where Tina gets killed, scared the shit out of me. I turned it off, and I was like, "What, Mom? Like, why'd you?"
Yeah.
I remember going to her and be like, "Why'd you let me watch that?" And I was like, petrified from
That is a
Tina's
horrifying
kill.
scene.
And then I was like the next day, maybe I was like, no, I could do it.
You watched it during the day.
Yeah. And then I went back and watched it. But yeah, I remember this movie actually really scaring me. I was also too young at the time. Yeah.
Yeah. Dang, there you go.
True story.
True story. I always loved the
all those people. True stories.
Mhm.
For those listening.
Oh, of course.
Kevin's true story. Kendra's true story.
True story. My mom could back it up.
Yeah.
I added something.
I think I will have the most in-depth like background story when we finally cover Child's Play, the original, because that's the one that scarred me for 5 years. But when we get to that, I can't wait to tell you guys about my whole experience.
Oh man, I can't wait to hear that one.
Oh, tagline. Yes. Let's do the tagline.
I added something.
I think that makes that'd be cool because there's some really cool taglines. And if there's a certain trivia in the future, we'll know for future reference.
Yeah.
If Nancy doesn't wake up screaming, she won't wake up at all. Ooh. Wes Craven always has excellent taglines for his movies, especially even though I'm trying. Oh yeah, Last House on the Left. Just repeat to yourself, it's only a movie.
It's only a movie.
All the good stuff.
Yeah,
And here's if you haven't seen this, that's silly. But if you haven't, here's the spoiler-free short summary.
Okay. Hold on. What's your
yeah.
favorite movie tagline?
Oh, I
Ever?
saw there's a note for that.
Yeah, I'm curious because I know mine. Mine is I'm ready with the answer, but I'm really curious.
I don't know if I remember you said, yeah, that's right there. What's your favorite movie tagline?
And I hope you read it the way Ghostface would ask it.
Let me think.
Movie tagline.
That's
This is one I would have to like go and look at taglines.
I mean, you can think about it, but mine is in space, no one can hear you scream.
See, that's
That's my favorite. Anyway,
I'm not surprised.
I like. I remembering now. It took me a bit. Black Christmas. I think it's like if this movie doesn't make your skin crawl, it's on too tight.
Ooh, that's a good
that's
one.
a good one.
Damn it.
Mhm.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Oh
Yeah.
my god. I know the tagline. I can't think of the movie.
What's the tagline?
If this movie doesn't scare you, you're already dead. I swear to God, that's the tagline.
That is a tagline.
If this,
Oh, I've
I-
heard
am
that
I-
too.
am I crazy?
Mm.
Movie doesn't.
Scary was already dead. Isn't that like?
You're already dead.
Is it the crazy? No.
No, I think it's like a bigger.
Phantasm?
It's fantastic.
Oh, huh.
I wasn't
I mean,
expecting that.
Like,
I do like
I
Phantasm.
like the tagline, but Oh, wait, Phantasm 2? Which one is it?
Ooh, that's a
Uh,
great sequel.
if it doesn't scare you, you're already dead. Yeah.
That's
Interesting.
yeah. Well, very
Okay.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Sorry to interrupt. You can proceed
it's
with
No, no,
those.
no. Ahem. Yes. Spoiler-free shorts. Like I said, if you haven't seen this, then come on now. Teenagers in a small town are dropping like flies, apparently in the grip of mass hysteria, causing their suicides. A cop's daughter, Nancy Thompson, traces the cause to child molester Fred Kreuger, who was burned alive by angry parents many years before. Kreuger has now come back in the dreams of his killer's children, claiming their lives as his revenge. Nancy and her boyfriend, Glenn, must devise a plan to lure the monster out of the realm of nightmares and into the real world. Ooh. Like the realm of nightmares. We don't know about that till part 5, part 4. That's okay though.
Triggers there. I mean, like, there's a decent amount of gore.
Yeah. There's
Hanging.
2 bedrooms full of gore.
Like suicide.
Yeah.
That's a lot of things.
Yeah, the
with
death by
Freddy
suicide.
movies,
Yeah.
especially in the third one.
Oh yeah.
It makes a lot of it look.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Oh, that puppeteer scene in the third one sticks with me.
God,
So
Yes.
good.
yes.
Mhm.
I don't know what else in these.
I think that's the
mean,
main thing.
This one, they don't really talk about him. They mostly talk about him killing.
Right. He's a
children.
child murderer in this
Yeah,
one.
they never really get into the I guess
They
put
do
it
that in the remake.
molestation.
which is-
Yeah.
We're gonna shun the whole way through it.
Shun the non-believers.
Shun.
Maybe like half our audience will get that one. Okay.
Yes. I don't think. Did you get the shun the non-believers joke?
No.
What?
Can I-
Well,
Can I get the answer? Like, well,
It's from was it Charlie the Unicorn?
Charlie the Unicorn.
Which
oh,
I have
E-bombs.
Which I have
E-bombs
on
world.
DVD, signed
Oh.
by the creator.
That's
It's
crazy.
it's like a YouTube video back in the day.
okay, yeah. I don't,
And then there's like 5 or 6 of them now. I only know the original one.
Yeah.
But literally last year, the dude who created it put it all together on DVD and
like a compilation of them.
yeah, and I
That's
bought
just
it.
so random and awesome.
It's signed. It was
That's
the 20th
awesome.
anniversary. Yeah, it's 20-year-old YouTube video.
That's
just
awesome.
ridiculous.
You're probably like, I need
Mhm.
money, and these people love physical media.
Mhm. Hey, I'd
I
I was
mean-
thinking about Film Club one time.
But like as a pre-show,
We're
or
talking about Charlie the Unicorn. Okay,
That's- I-
let's get into this movie.
Yes.
We got a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Movie starts out with a small screen. Credits pop up underneath the screen while it shows a glove with knives for fingers being made, and then boom, A Nightmare on Elm Street pops up, and we cue the theme song. What do we think about the theme song? This
I
is a
love
classic.
Charles Bernstein's
You know what
score.
this theme song is if it pops up. It's easy
Yep.
to identify, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
it's
Not
iconic.
only is it yes, and I think it's one because when you hear it, you know what's coming up, and then throughout the film they play on that in different ways, especially when they have like chase scenes. They bring in like the synth wave type stuff, which I'm a big fan of in every
Yeah.
respect. This is a excellent score, and this is one that for a vinyl edition in the future I would love to join because this is probably, gosh, this might be one of my favorite.
Don't you have
scores.
one of these?
I have 4.
Hmm.
I have Nightmare 4 on vinyl, but it's the soundtrack.
I have
So
I have Freddy's Nightmares
Oh,
broadcast from it. I don't know what it, yeah.
I just had a thought. We might be able to find that Nightmare on Elm Street set that was at Elmo on Elmo's website.
Yes.
But yes, please join us because like this, I like this theme song because it evokes that like dream reality that's very otherworldly.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Oh, he does. It's a phenomenal score, and just everything around it is so good. And like when you have like when we get later to the scene when Johnny Depp gets sucked into the bed, there's this like I love that so much. Oh, anyway, we'll get into all the music stuff later, but good stuff. Great theme song.
We see a young lady in her nightgown running through what looks like some sort of like underground tunnels. We find out it leads into a boiler room. She goes around and goes further into the boiler room. We get glimpses of Freddy in the distance. He scratches through cloth and he scratches the metal pipes, doing this classic screeching sound, which he does a lot in this. Tina screams, she walks forward, and then we see Freddy jump up right behind her, which is funny because in that scene, you could see him in like the lower right corner of the screen, not just barely out of screen. And then he's like crouched down and then he like pops up behind her and then he jumps up. I don't know if it was just the cut or the TV I was watching it on, but I thought it was funny that I noticed that.
I'll have to go back and watch that.
She screams, wakes up, and her mom comes in to check on her. When we then get this dreamlike state, some kids playing jump rope, and we get the song.
Oh yeah.
1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. 3, 4, you better lock the door. And then we get our 4 teens: Tina, Rod, Nancy, and Glenn. A couple of them have had scary dreams about the same guy with a burnt face and red and green sweater and a hat. Later that night, they are hanging out at Tina's because her parents are gone and she doesn't want to be alone. She's spooked from her dreams. Nancy and Glenn are hanging out over there, and Glenn is on the phone with his mom with the tape playing in the background because he's joking about being over at like his cousins or something.
Yeah, the airport is so random.
Airport.
Yeah.
And he was a sound effects tape from Rod. Like, why does Rod have a sound effects tape? What?
Why not? That's something that 80s kids did all the time.
Is he doing with it that it's like readily available to be lent out?
It's like how we burn CDs. They would burn cassettes for like random things. I don't know.
I mean, I guess, but sound effects? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm getting a little nitpicky, but I was like, what? It is funny. That is a funny scene, though. Because, like, it's reminiscent of, like, trying to keep your shit together when your friend's trying to lie to their parents. Like, all of us have been there when that is happening. So I did like the organic feel of that scene.
Nancy brings up the guy she was dreaming about and his knives for fingernails. Glenn then hears something outside. They all go to check it out, and it is Rod pulling a prank on them, showing up to get freaky with Tina. Tina asks Glenn and Nancy to still stay the night, and Glenn's like, "Hey, what's up, Nancy?" And she's like, "Nah." And then they got to sit there and listen to Rod and Tina get it on.
And he's like, "That's what I get for being, for greater morality or something like that."
Yeah.
Johnny Depp. And this is his first
his
major
feature debut.
Yeah.
So cool.
I mean, he was in like TV shows and stuff before this, but this was his first movie.
He was in a band too. He was in LA in a band at this time and just was like not loving the like
Tina's
dying right now.
Jesus. This I was like, nope.
Yeah.
Fucking turned it off, dude. Fuck that. Okay. They just gotta listen to all that. Later that night, Tina has another nightmare. She wakes up to something being thrown at her window. She tries to wake Rod up. He won't wake up. She goes out to the window and then looks outside. Then she goes downstairs and goes outside to see if it's Freddy. Meanwhile, we get this great shot of Freddy coming through the wall above Nancy,
that.
They
that
remake.
No, we'll get to that.
That. Jesus.
Jesus.
That's a perfect practical effects. Oh, that's all I'm gonna say.
It's just like a silk screen.
Yes.
Then, yeah.
It's wonderful. It's like
your CGI is just like
I tried to
terrible,
figure out how I could get a tattoo of Fred that scene
Ooh.
or that like him coming through that silk screen. I still haven't worked out how it would work, but I think
yeah.
But
Cool as hell.
I love that so much. And you're right, it's one of the best practical. And the room on a cube, like on a, they just spun the room around instead of doing wire work, which I thought was really creative.
Yeah. Very cool.
Tina is outside. She gets chased by Freddy. Then we get the long arm Freddy, the long way. Sorry. Go with the long arm Freddy running
I
down
just
the
love
alley,
that. So
crashes the metal panels.
I think you guys might find this fun. In that Wes Craven book that I have, I obviously went back and was reading it when we decided to do this episode. That scene was directed by Sean S. Cunningham because Wes Craven had to take care of like something else on set. Like, and so he was like, "Hey, can you come direct this scene? I gotta tend to other duties on this movie."
That's
since
cool.
he was the writer director.
Nice.
Yeah. And Sam Raimi's credited on this movie for some reason. Really don't know what for.
That's sweet.
Huh. This is God as he chases her back to the house.
Oh God.
And he's like, watch this, cuts his fingers off.
He does like a little like eyebrow, like Charlie Chaplin. I love that.
Catches Tina and and then he cuts to her flying around the room, getting dragged across the ceiling, cut open, blood everywhere, crashing down on the bed. And this is when I showed up.
So much blood. Damn.
Glenn and Nancy come in and they see the bloodbath. The door was locked and Rod took off. Cops show up. Nancy's dad is the lieutenant. Her parents are asking her questions, and Nancy is just like, "Come on, they had a fight, but it wasn't that serious." And she had a dream. She talks about Tina having a dream, and Nancy also had a dream. And Martin Luther King Jr. also had a dream.
He did have. I have a speech vinyl.
There you go.
I had several other speeches from that gathering rally. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, if you ever want to listen to Dr. King,
that's cool.
Yeah,
love that.
The next morning, Mom got her vodka. News about the murders on the TV. Nancy's trying to go to school.
We should know that this is her kitchen vodka because later we see her have closet vodka.
She's got a closet,
like upstairs. She's got
her silly daughter broke the other one. She had no choice.
Yeah, she had to break into the kitchen.
That was her backup. I love the mom.
I do too. Marge.
Marge.
Oh, Marge.
The way
just think of Simpsons.
John Saxon, her dad says her name because she in the office, he's just like Marge.
Wow.
You can tell it was such a bitter divorce.
Oh man, Mom and vodka. Nancy wants to go to school, try to keep busy, keep her mind off things. She gets followed by Rod, who tries to explain what had happened. But of course, her dad was having her followed as bait, and they arrest Rod. And her dad's like, "What the hell are you thinking anyways?
You used me to get to him."
And she still goes to school. At school, she falls asleep in class while a student is reading something to the class, and the teacher looked familiar. Yeah. Did you know who the teacher was? Oh, we'll talk about
Yes, Lynn. We'll talk about her.
Lynn. Yeah. This is where we get the dream sequence, body bag in the hallway. One of the best parts. Period. Stream of blood going down the hall. The body getting dragged by an invisible entity. You could hear Rod getting arrested in the background. Dream time. We get the body bag in the hallway. The stream of blood going down the hall, the body getting dragged by an invisible entity. Nancy runs into another student who is just like Freddy. Where's your pass? Screw your pass.
Screw your pass.
She continues to follow the blood trail down into the basement, into the boiler room. Of course, she runs into Freddy. He cuts himself open. Maggots come out. You know,
Oh,
the
so
usual.
awesome.
Let the chase begin. Come to Freddy, and she wakes up in class screaming. But this time, she has a burn on her arm where Freddy had grabbed her.
I thought she. Oh yeah.
Or no, yeah,
She,
she
like,
burns.
burned
She
herself,
burns
yeah.
herself
On the-
to wake up. I fucked up. She heads home, but she actually goes and talks to Rod. Rod tells her what had happened, and he couldn't see the guy. He could just see the cuts happening all at once, as if there were 4 invisible razors at the same time. And he said he thought it was another nightmare that was happening. Nancy's like, interesting.
You know what's like interesting about that scene is they very easily could have stayed in the dream and had a very brutal kill scene, and it wouldn't have affected the story because we still could have learned that she's dead, and because she died in her dream, she died anyway. But they chose to show us the like horror in reality with other characters, and it was like the harder choice creatively, I think, and to do the effect, to shoot the actual scene. And I love that scene so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
A lot for that reason. Yeah, I just wanted to say that. Whew.
Oh no, beautiful.
Nancy goes home, takes a bath, and then this is when we get the famous glove in the tub scene. Her mom checks on her and tells her not to fall asleep because she could drown. And she's like, "I'll get you some warm milk."
Ew.
Yeah, warm milk.
Freddy makes his attack, tries to pull her down the drain.
Oh my god,
Fuck
that scene
that.
too. I used to fall asleep in the bathtub, especially after like track practices and stuff. I would just like be soaking off the day, and I would fall asleep, and like I would think about that every time. It's terrifying.
Yeah.
Her mom breaks in. Nancy's okay. She's, I'm okay.
Okay, I'm fine.
Now she's watching Evil Dead 2, but turns it off. And then Glenn sneaks in her window, which you brought up.
Oh yeah, some Scream comps where I'm like Billy sneaking in.
Which I was like,
obviously Sydney is Nancy, Dewey is her dad. Like they're not one-to-ones. They're not like, they're just like archetypal, fun little like semi-parallels. But yeah, I was like, oh, teen sneaking in windows seems to be a Wes Craven thing. Or it's a Kevin Williamson thing who was inspired by Wes Craven. It was just a fun little. Anyway.
Yeah.
He asked her if she had slept yet and heard about what had happened in English class. She then asked him about his dreams and if he believes in the boogeyman. She wants him to do her a favor, wants him to stay with her and stay awake as a guard while she goes to sleep. So she goes to sleep and she goes out of her house looking for Freddy. She goes down the street, looks back at Glenn in the window, making sure he's still awake and at guard. So it's like in real life, but also in the dream. It's a little interesting.
Yeah, she's like, "Are you still there?" And he like clicks behind a tree. He's like, "Yeah, I'm still watching." And
to me, that meant he fell asleep. Like to me, I was like, "Oh, that means he's asleep. That means he's not standing guard." Like, that's how I always interpreted that.
That makes sense. Yeah, you shouldn't see him in a dream if he's not sleeping.
Like that doesn't seem to be part of Nancy's like power until like 3.
Until Dream Warriors, yeah.
Right. It's not even Nancy. So
that has the best theme song of any horror movie ever.
So yeah, to me when I remember being like, oh fuck, Glenn's asleep. Now what? Like no one's looking at my Nancy.
Glenn, come on,
Glenn, you can't even stay awake.
Johnny.
She continues on until she finds a door with a broken window and goes inside, leading to the jail. And then she goes to check on Rod, but while she does, she sees Freddy in the cell. And Freddy's in the cell with Rod, and she's all yelling back at Glenn. And I'm like, but how far away is he? This one, like, yeah, it's a dream.
In town 1-to-1 with reality.
Yeah.
You get away with a lot in Dreamland.
We also see Tina's dead body. Bugs and ooze. Freddy then chases her all the way back to her house as she yells for Glenn to wake up. And then, the chase goes back to her house, through the house. This is just a dream. It isn't real. Blam. He comes crashing out of the mirror. Glenn is passed out in the chair as Freddy attacks Nancy. They're fighting all over the place, and the alarm clock goes off. She wakes up and she gets mad at Glenn, as she should, and her mom comes back in to check on her. Then, after all this, Nancy's like, I'm going to sneak out. Her and Glenn go to see Rod at the jail, and while that's going on, Rod's bed sheet twists and twists around. Nancy's dad is there, and he's like, what the fuck are you doing here? She just wants to see Rod, make sure he's okay, and then goes back to the sheet, wrapping around Rod's neck.
That poor deputy, he's like, I took the night shift so I wouldn't have to deal with this.
Yeah.
Nancy asks her dad just to go and look at him, and of course Rod gets hanged by Freddy, but it looks like suicide, and the cops cut him down. Cuts to his funeral. He who lives by the sword shall die by the sword. And after the funeral, her mom decides to go and get her some help. I forgot what they said. I have a better idea. I'll go get her some help, says the mom. And then after the dad, it was like, take care of her. So she takes Nancy to the hospital where they plan to run some sleep tests. And at first she's like, fuck that. And then she agrees. Her mom talks to the doctor and asks, what the hell are dreams anyway? And then I put insert David Lynch.
Insert Inland Empire.
Nancy starts to dream, quickly turns into a nightmare. The doctor says she's at a 3. Nightmares are about a 5 or to 6. And then it jumps up to some like ridiculous number. I missed it.
Yeah, they're just like, oh, it's going off the charts.
It's going off the charts. They go in, wake her up. She has a streak of gray/white hair, like she's Rogue from the X-Men, and cuts on her arm. And she pulled out Freddy's hat, but her mom knows.
Yeah, she looks at it like, oh.
She's like, "Where the fuck did you get that?" Next morning, her mom's on the phone talking about the hat. Yeah, talking about the hat. When Nancy walks in, Nancy confronts her about the hat and the guy in her dreams. Who the hell's Fred Kreuger, Mom? Mom just tells her that she needs sleep, and she tells her mom she's drunk. Ooh. They argue more, and then Nancy leaves. She goes to meet up with Glenn. He's eating lunch, and he mentions dream skills. And she's like, well, what about monsters? And he goes, well, of course, they just turn their back on it and don't pay attention to it. Don't give it any power. It kills it. And Nancy's reading a book called Booby Traps and Anti-Personnel Devices. And she's like, hey, I'm into survival.
She's handy.
I'm into survival.
Kevin McAllister over here.
Yeah.
Yeah. She comes home to find that her mother put bars on the windows, and her mom then takes her down to the cellar where she tells Nancy about how her and some of the other parents got together one day, and they were like, we're going to kill Fred Kreuger because he was a child murderer. And then she shows her his glove that's in their furnace. Why do you have that? I don't know.
And he got off because of a search warrant that was not fully properly written and handled.
It was like, what was it, signed or something?
Yeah, the technicality, which I don't blame him. I would do the same thing.
I was gonna ask you guys, how do you feel about vigilante justice?
I mean,
I guess more specifically in a case like this.
Well, sure.
I'm
all.
Yeah. Like, he's guilty, and he got out. He didn't get off because there wasn't evidence. He got off because someone didn't sign a piece of paper. I mean, I'm all for it, vigilante justice. I don't trust the justice system,
Batman.
but
Batman.
This seems
dress up as Batman and go kick their ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's easily affordable. Batman doesn't have to be a billionaire.
No, of course not. Let's get a special ring. And
oh man, what happened? The parents killed him. It cuts to Glenn in his room, listening to music, watching TV. Nancy calls him on the phone. She's got a plan. She's gonna bring Freddy out of her dream like she did with the hat, and she needs Glenn to help her out. He's got to wake her up. Whatever you do, don't fall asleep. His mom comes in, said good night, tells him to go to bed. And how can you listen to your records and watch TV at the same time?
Oh, Mom.
Meanwhile, Nancy's mom It's got
Got
it
it
going
going on. I
on.
thought you were gonna say
She
Nancy.
puts her to bed,
And takes the
takes her
coffee out of her room.
out of her room.
But she
this
has a
part,
second coffee
funny.
maker under the bed.
Yeah, she's got another coffee maker.
And it's
under
already
the-
plugged in. I love that. It's just
Dude,
so
Right. It's hot.
one of the best things ever. Glenn's parents are outside. His dad thinks Nancy's some kind of lunatic. Nancy's mom's drinking from her hidden stash, the closet.
The closet vodka.
Nancy calls Glenn on the phone. Her dad answers, tells her nope, then leaves the phone off the hook. You gotta be firm with these
Miss
kids.
those days.
Mhm.
Being able to just take the phone off the hook.
Nancy
Yes.
tries calling back, but hears the screeching of Freddy's fingers, and Fred calls Nancy back and tells her, "I'm your boyfriend now, Nancy," and then sticks his tongue through the phone. Nancy tries to leave. Her mom's drunk as fuck. Locked, all locked up.
I'm gonna have you get some sleep if it kills me.
Glenn
Ironic
passed
she says that.
out. No. Glenn passed the fuck out. He gets sucked into his bed. Rest in peace, Johnny Depp. TV and blood everywhere. Cops show up. You don't need a stretcher in there. You need a mop.
Ooh.
Nancy
Yeah.
talks to her dad on the
Iconic
phone.
scene.
Tells her that she's gonna go get
like
the
got
guy.
the corner in the bathroom puking.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Nancy says she's gonna go get the guy that didn't need him to be over at her house across the street. When she pulls him out, break the door down in 20 minutes. And then it's like, all right, break the door down in 20 minutes. So she sets all these booby traps up, goes all Kevin McAllister, MacGyver, what have you. And then she even has time to talk to her mom and then fall asleep and then catch Freddy in 20 minutes.
She read the books. She knows what to do.
She's into survival.
20 minutes, just real quick. She finally goes to bed, thinks about the conversation that she had with Glenn about dream monsters, and then goes to sleep. The final sleep. Nancy goes deep into the boiler room to find Freddy. He creeps around for a while. This goes on for a while. He finally gets mad at her or gets her. Right when he grabs her, her alarm goes off. She wakes up, looks around, doesn't see anything. She's like, fuck, I am crazy. Then Freddy jumps out, attacks her. She runs out of her room, sets up the traps.
She got like the sledgehammer into his chest, and freaking exploding light bulbs. There's lots of craziness.
Light bulbs. Breaks out of the window, yells for the dad. She runs downstairs, sets another trap for Freddy, sets him on fire. He chases her back upstairs, and then she hits him back down the stairs. Goes to yell for her dad again. Her dad and the other cops run over. They bust in. Nancy and her dad watch Freddy take Nancy's. He like jumps on her mom on the bed, and then they just like suck into the bed. I don't know.
So this part, and I love this scene because it looks so cool when she like puts her like skeleton arm up and goes down, but it never made sense to me because I think what I assume it is, and this has been my theory after seeing this movie 15 times. So he's not in the dream world anymore. He is out of the dream world and he needs to get back into it. So what he does is if he kills someone that is asleep, he can enter back into it. And when he see that, that's entering into that realm.
You are now in the Twilight Zone.
Mm-hmm. That's what I think. I mean, I could be completely wrong, but
I mean, I don't think there's like an answer.
That's probably not an answer.
But that's interesting. Because
it makes sense by the rules of the other films, but then again, I don't think Wes Craven's even thinking about making another one after this. As
for
always.
me, it was like Freddy's already dead, and like to bring him into this world, I think he was always just gonna go back to the dream world or like whatever after world after death. And I think he used the mom as like a vessel because he like sucked the life out of her.
Yeah.
Quite literally. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I like that, Kevin.
Thank you.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So the mom dies. Fred then goes after Nancy again. She's like, nah, bro, I'm done with you. You're not real. You're nothing. You're shit. And then he disintegrates. She walks out the door. Walks out the door, sunshine, mom's alive, everybody's alive. Glenn shows up with the rest of her friends driving a car, but the car is a red car with the top down. The top comes down, and then it's the red and green stripes like Freddy's sweater.
Like,
Car
oh man,
takes control, and then Nancy's mom gets pulled in through the front door little window by Freddy and skips to the jump rope kids singing the song "The End."
such a
What do you think
crazy
about the
ending. I always loved it because it's just ridiculous. But it's a dream world, so anything can happen again.
See, I never liked that ending, and I always thought it looked really silly, didn't scare me. And I saw this when I was young, and if I didn't quite understand, like, excuse me, that was gross. I didn't quite understand that, like, the fog was like a symbol for ambiguity or whatever, but I never liked the ending. And then I learned that it was tacked on. It wasn't even Wes's original ending. Bob Shea wanted the ending.
Yeah.
Franchise it. So like I don't like that ending scene. That is one of the few things I dislike about this movie.
Huh.
Fair enough. I think for me that there's so many scenes that stick out for me. I think the ones that always are stuck in my head are Tina and Glenn's deaths, and when he's walking down the alleyway with the long arms. That for some reason when I first saw that when I was watching, that was really creeped me out just because it's weird.
It's disorienting. Yeah.
Yes. And so a lot of those are the main scenes that I love, but I think this is the Freddy that we don't get the joking Freddy very much. We don't get the puns. We don't get this is the very serious, like, I'm just going to rip and kill Freddy. So it's interesting to see the evolution from this to even the second movie where he starts kind of joke. He's still the second one. There's still not much of that jokes and puns. We see that more in 3 and then from there,
yeah.
but 2 is like the middle ground where we get a little bit of the silliness, but this one is like, it's all business.
One-liners in 3 or in 2 where it's like, it's not a full-on joke, but it's like a zinger.
Yeah. Oh yeah. True. Yeah. You get stuff like, nice talking to you, Carlos. It's like stuff like that. And you're like later, like, oh dear.
Yeah. Oh man.
Seems Tina's death for sure. That's one of the like key moments of my life, being scared from a movie. So I would have to put that. Sticks out.
I mean, Tina's death and Glenn's death are very iconic and memorable, but Nancy's dream that she has when she's at school is creepy. Like where Tina's getting all in that body bag.
Yeah.
That scene, that dream sequence is, I think, the best in the movie at blending the real world and the dream world and making it almost indistinguishable if you're not attuned to it. I fucking love it. And the moment where Freddy's like, "This is God," and he like cuts off his finger.
Yes.
Yeah, I love it. I love that delivery. Everything about that moment. Yeah.
Performances from actors that stick out. Johnny Depp's first feature film role.
I'm a big Heather Langenkamp fan. I know that this is one of her earliest roles, and she's, it's corny at times, it's hokey at times, but she's just, I don't know. I feel like I can back her, especially a lot more than a certain final girl coming up who could eat a bag of rocks, and I'd be like, oh, that's too bad. Like, but this, like Heather, Heather does a great job and will always be one of the best final girls for me.
Yeah, I like her. I just think that, like, I'm also really honest, but there's some line deliveries she has in this movie that are just terrible. When she's like, "Screw your past," like,
I love that.
I don't like that. And there's just like like one of the times she's confronting her mom. Like, I just don't. But on the whole, she's fine. But Robert and then John Saxon are really the standouts for me. Like, Robert is Freddy, obviously, but I like John Saxon. Your dad.
Oh, John Saxon's great in everything. He's in so much.
He's so good. Yeah. Him and Donald Pleasance, I'll watch do anything.
Yes.
Special effects, makeup effects, all that good stuff. Yeah, practical effects in this throughout this whole movie that still hold up.
Yeah,
Because
they all do.
you use practical effects.
They always look great. I mean, the
So
simple things like going through, like we talked about, through the wall, through the blood spurting through the bed. Everything looks great, and it's I know that the MPAA came in and cut some things as they always do, but it still
Yeah.
it still turned out great.
Or West. Overall feeling about this movie. I mean, like, yeah, this is it's a solid. It's one of the classics, and it's a good one in my opinion. It's a solid one.
Yeah,
for sure.
and it's created a horror icon, and this was where there were so many slashers out. I think people are getting a little burnt out, and then this, took it in its own realm. It's like, well, okay, we have a slasher, but what if this slasher can only kill you in the most vulnerable state ever, your sleep? Like, brilliant. Have people scared to go to sleep. Oh, can't beat that.
Yeah.
And
This movie is like even beyond being just like a scary movie in the sense that like the jump scares and all the creepy atmosphere, the themes of it are very like the theme of like organized religion, with like Tina grabbing her crucifix or Nancy hanging back on the wall, or even the mention of the crucifix in the song, or like the children realizing they can't rely on their absentee parents for reasons unknown yet and turning to organized religion and then realizing that that's not also the answer. What's kind of playing with with like chosen family and broken family, like these kids more so than in the remake, I feel their bond and their friendship. It's like a chosen friendship or family, and I really think that that's wonderful. And so I just think that there are a lot of themes that come out in this movie that are missing in all of the other Nightmare movies.
No, number 3 though is
number 3, I guess I can also stay there in there too. And then ultimately Nancy learning that she gives Freddy his power and she can take that away from him.
Yeah,
is kind of like the philosophy of like consciousness that Wes would like kind of developed out of his fundamentalist background, which is also a section in this book that Kevin I brought for you because I thought you were going to be here.
Oh, thank you. I'll bring it next time.
Anyway, Kevy.
Oh yeah.
I accidentally called you Kevy when we were recording for Jason.
Oh dear.
Your name is Kevy now.
That's okay. I'll take Kevy. I'll take it.
Yeah, I love this movie a lot. I think it does a lot more than just scare you on the superficial level. I think it sticks with you from childhood to adulthood, I think, for different reasons and different fears.
Yeah. Love it.
Also, this section where I was like kind of writing about the religious themes, I called Baby Billy's Bible Bunkers.
Baby Billy's Bible Bunkers.
For those of you who watch the Righteous Gemstones.
Uncle Baby Billy's Bible Bunkers.
Uncle Baby Billy's Bible Bunkers. Yep.
Love that show.
That show's so good.
So total kills, but also everybody's alive at the end, but also they're not.
They're not.
They're not.
Four kills. Not that many.
No.
Through in every Nightmare movie, there's really not that many kills.
It's all about the setup of the kills than the kills.
Right, like the setup, the kills are so elaborate that you can't have more than 2 to 4.
Tina, Rod, Glenn, and Mom. Fun facts: New Line Cinema was saved from bankruptcy by the success of this film. It was jokingly nicknamed the house that Freddy built.
So technically, you can thank Freddy for New Line Cinema picking up Peter Jackson to make Lord of the Rings. So thank you, Freddy.
Thank you, Freddy.
Thank you, Freddy.
Composed by Charles Bernstein did the iconic score, I feel like. And then there was only one song in the credits it was called Nightmare by 213.
Yeah, a classic punk band. And it made sense they did the song for that. And Bernstein's score is like we talked about, iconic. He's up there with, he's up there with our Oh, I'm thinking of names, and I just lost almost all of them.
Oh no.
John Carpenter for Halloween. Thinking for Manfredini for Friday the 13th. Like he's up there. So Jerry Goldsmith, like all of them. I think Charles is for some reason lesser known, even though I think this is such an iconic score. And I mean, not just the main theme, like he has themes throughout. And then I especially like that he's able to meld more modern instrumentation with synth as well as more of a symphonic score. And especially I think he does music for most of the Nightmares. So he does that later in others as well. But that main theme is it, just like you think, Kiki Kiki Ma 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 for Jason or for like when you get that iconic theme, like that's made in heaven right there. So yeah, it's great stuff. Well, let's get into some actors and crew. We've got Johnny Depp as Glenn Lance, Heather Langenkamp as Nancy Thompson, John Saxon as Lieutenant Donald Thompson, Renee Blakely as Marge Thompson, Robert Englund as Marge, Robert Englund, Freddy Kreuger, Amanda Weiss as Tina Gray, Zhu Garcia as Rod Lane, and Lynn Shay as the teacher teaching about Shakespeare. Appreciate that. And that's interesting because Wes Craven was an English teacher. So it's like, oh, he probably just wrote like his syllabus for her to read about.
I hope so.
That would be cool. And I love that this is not only directed by Wes Craven, but it's always written by him too. So excellent. John Burroughs, Stanley Duddleson, Sarah Reisher, Robert Shea, Joseph Wolfe for all the producers, cinematographers, Jacques Haitkin, editors of Patrick McMahon and Rick Shane, casting directors Annette Benson, and costume designers Dana Lyman, and so many others. But yeah, thank you, Wes, for such. And I mean, the director talking about him, we listen to our last 5 episodes, you'll know all about him. He iconic director. You can't go wrong with almost anything he's made. Almost.
Yeah.
Almost.
Well, he's got a few of those like Wes Craven Presents.
Oh, yes.
With word, then some of those are like, ooh, why'd you put your name on that?
Like Nightmare in Brooklyn.
Or
Vampire in Brooklyn, sorry.
I like Vampire. He made Vampire in Brooklyn, I thought.
I
think that is, I haven't seen that one.
I like that one.
I haven't seen that one, but I've heard mixed things, but it looks interesting. Yeah.
This movie was
go ahead.
Yeah, November 9th, 1984. Long time. In the US of
I was born like 2 years after that.
Oh,
long time. USA. But get this one on a budget of $1.1 million and saving them from bankruptcy with $57.1 million.
Quite a return.
And the Rotten Tomatoes score.
Sorry. This book told me that Wes got just like a paycheck for this. He didn't make a whole lot of money because he didn't get a percentage of the like gross.
Dang.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Crazy to think about.
Sucks. But so the Rotten Tomatoes score on this is also really high, like higher than expected, with a 94% from critics and 84% from audience.
Good. I think that's well deserved. I think in the night, it's too iconic not to have in that range, just because it broke the mold of that. Like the slasher genre was just getting so bent out, and they were trying to end Jason, and Michael hasn't been on the scene in a bit, and they did Season of the Witch, and like, whoa, they didn't want that. So like this was just a whole fresh new take. And Freddy, he had toys and commercials and a hotline, and like he became an icon of the 80s. Everyone knew who he was. So hell yeah. Yep. And how to watch it, buy it.
Yeah, fucking buy it.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it streaming on anything.
It's not. It was on HBO for a while during the Halloween season. Like they had all of them on there, but they've recently taken them down.
Then this is something that I just noticed on Letterboxd, and it doesn't say it on the app version, but it says it on the web browser version. So you go to the movie, and then it'll show you where it's streaming or where you could get it, and it only says rent or buy. like Prime Video, Apple TV, YouTube, etc. But then it says right here, find it on physical media at Amazon, and with a link, and then it says Letterboxd earns commissions from Amazon purchases through that link, which I've never noticed until finding it while doing the notes here.
So I think we're all in agreement. 3, 2, 1, buy.
What would you guys have done if I'd have been like, kill it?
Be like,
we're done for tonight. Thank you.
And you're a liar. Yeah, no, it was just like, oh, so I'm gonna try to like make it a thing to use that link on Letterboxd.
Oh, when you buy through Amazon.
Yeah.
Nice.
Why is there a giant space? Oh, sorry.
I've looked at some of the links, and it'll go to like a region B print or like an out of print one. So, but it was also for movies that were a little harder to find. Yeah.
Okay.
On to we'll make this quick. The remake by 2010 by Samuel Bayer. How do we hear about it? I saw this in theaters when it came out. I remember it coming out. I saw it in the theater. When did you watch it?
Oh yeah, I was excited for it. I saw it in the theater because that Friday the 13th remake came out like the year before.
Yep.
And it was fun. I had a blast. And so I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna see this in the theater. So I saw it in the theater. Yeah.
I saw it in college. Rented it on DVD and like, oh hey, I wanted to check, and then I just blocked half of it out, and I was like, oh nope. I returned it the very next morning, bright and early. I'm like, I never want to see this again.
Until now.
Until now. Yep.
Tagline: welcome to your new nightmare.
Yeah, it was a nightmare, all right. Okay, they got that. Spoiler-free short summary. Well, it's the same fucking movie except worse. So there you go.
Take it away.
Oh, please. Thank you.
Trigger warnings. Terrible.
Terrible. No, I mean there is suicidal
bad
ideation.
CGI.
But just
there's
bad.
a trigger warning. Terrible CGI.
All right, I'm gonna riff, and I'll make sure to stop and get your guys' thoughts. And I know that
I'll just let you do it.
I know that Kendra, I see some notes in here. You try to have some
Kendra's got the comments, which is a good idea.
I'd never used them before, so I want to see how it worked out. Because otherwise, I'm sitting here going through 2 sets of notes.
Yeah, because I like that. Pulled up, and I could see the comments. Yeah. Okay.
All right. So here we go. Okay, so obviously.
Here we go.
This is supposed to be a reimagining, and they decided to choose a fucking music video director for this who didn't know what the fuck he was doing. So that's already bad. And not to mention, Wes isn't involved. Bad number 2. Robert Englund's not involved. Bad number 3, which is fine if you find someone that is able to match the gravitas of Robert Englund. They didn't find that. They just found the guy that played was in Watchmen.
You mean the Academy Award nominee, Jackie Earle Haley?
He's a great actor. But he is not great in this at all. I think he's not good in this. I'm sorry.
I liked him more as Rorschach.
Yes. Oh yeah. I love Watchmen.
That's what he got nominated for.
Huh.
I'm obsessed with Watchmen. I've read all the comics and the prequels of but no, this
it's the writing.
It's
writing has a lot to do with it.
Oh yeah, no, the writing in this movie is dog shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think that has a lot to do with a lot of it.
No, I wouldn't even compare it to dog shit because dog shit would feel bad. I wouldn't do that. All right, here we go. The intro music's cool. I'll give it that. They play on the theme of Charles Bernstein. The intro is nice and creepy.
They do.
They updated it a little bit.
It's kind of cool.
That's the only 20 seconds of the movie that I'm like, all right. And then we start on a rainy night at the Springwood Diner where a teen is sitting drinking as much coffee as he can. I'm like, oh, I remember now. I'm starting to remember now. I'm like, oh shit, here we go. He asks for coffee and realizes no one else is at the diner because the woman that was his waitress has walked into the back. And he's like, where you going, bitch? And then he's going to the back and there's some shit on fire on the kitchen, which is definitely not safe. And there's butchered meat everywhere. And he sees Freddy. Freddy cuts him in the hand. He wakes up and sees his hands bleeding on the table. And the waitress is like, hey, you need to not do that. As he's at the diner, we see Chris. Chris is the girl that comes in to talk to this guy. Nancy is the waitress, and then then Dean is the guy that was in the dream. So we have Dean, the guy who got his hand cut, Chris, who's coming to talk to him, Nancy's the waitress, and then we get the emo bros at the other table. Kyle Gallner's there, aka Quentin. Thank goodness he becomes a better actor with time. Teen drama. Chris broke up with one of the scene kids, and then the scene's like, come on, dudes, we got to get our belt buckles from Hot Topic fast. Now we get Dean again talking to Chris about nightmares. They're all wearing eyeliner. They're all wearing, like, of course they're scene bros.
I don't like the characters in this one. Like, in comparison with the original, like, they're friends. They're all friends. Even like with Rod, they're like, there's Rod guy. But like in this one, it's like, oh, that fucking guy's talking to my babe. She broke over me. I'm just mad. And then I'm mad at you, Nancy, for getting into this as well. And it's just like all the characters, they just seem like they're annoyed with each other. And
there's no build up or anything. They just
get in Quentin, and then obviously they're
like we're 4 minutes in and it's already like, hey, there's drama. And then Dean starts talking to Chris about nightmares. He says, and this is the dialogue. This is the dialogue. He says they're real, and she's like, they're not. And he says they're real. I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. He falls asleep again because he's a moron, and Timu Freddy is attacking him with the knife, and Dean cuts his own throat as everyone's watching, like, what the fuck? Pretty brutal, though. I'll give it that. And then, boom, it's the title. Reworked Bernstein music. So that's our intro. Compared to the original intro, which actually there was no cold open intro in the first one, but...
No, there wasn't.
What do you guys think of this intro?
I guess
the intro is
him making his
glove.
Oh yeah, true.
Like, we do open up with Tina's nightmare really early in that first one. So I would argue, I'm not arguing that this is good, but I would argue that like they just drop you into a nightmare.
It's a decent cold open.
I think people already know the story too. Like,
right. And I think that's the other thing you're working with is like when Wes was making Nightmare, it's an original, story and idea. Whereas in 2010, regardless if you're counting the rest of the movies as canon or not, or it's a reimagining, you're still working with that history. And the people coming to see this movie are coming with that history. So it's like, I'm not defending it. It's not great.
No, I got you.
Like, I'm pretty much on your side about it. But I do think that there is that lens where it's like, they didn't pick people good enough to work with that history that's coming in with this movie. Does that make sense?
It's that. I think it's, it's everything. It's the writers who didn't know how to write dialogue for teens. It's the teens who didn't know how to act because they weren't given good direction.
Yeah.
Like I really like Rooney Mara and Kyle Gallner.
Kyle Gallner is Strange Darling is one of my favorite performances. It's just excellent. But yeah. Anyway, that's what
I would say the casting director really did a great job. You got Rooney Mara, you got Connie Britton, however you say her last name. Yeah, like the casting director did their job.
Yeah.
But director and the writers did not.
And what else they didn't do is, well, now we're at a funeral and our teens look sad, except the main scene kid. He just looks angry. He looks at Chris and Chris looks at him, and Chris sees a little girl throw flowers into the grave with huge cuts in her chest. And she's like, wait, that looks like a little kid I know, I guess. Freddy grabs the kid's ankle and she wakes up. And Mr. Krabs comes. I'm sorry, not Mr. Krabs. Clancy.
I forgot that's the guy who voiced Mr. Krabs.
That's why every time I hear him, I'm just like,
holy shit.
That's
I love
funny.
that.
He's in one of the Dexter spinoffs, the like one that's a sequel.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, he's in so many other things I've seen, but that's the most recent thing I remember.
Yeah. But it's still cool to see him. He's actually a great actor, even though in this, yet again, everything's dog shit. So it's just unfortunate. But yeah, he's asking how Nancy's doing. And I guess he's a teacher. Quentin's dad, Kyle Gallner's dad, and Chris is looking at the kid pictures next to Dean's casket. She's like, wait a minute, these look like us. And then the main scene kid's talking to her, and Chris keeps saying, like, he kept saying, you're not real. And they don't know what it means. And Nancy comes up and says, hey, I believe you, Chris. And the main scene kid's like, Nancy, fuck off.
Well, and then the way she says, where he's like, "You didn't even see," and Nancy's just like, "You don't know what I've seen."
Oh
Like,
God!
but also,
You don't know what I've seen.
Yeah,
The tears don't fall; they crash around me. Yeah, it's basically. I was waiting for them to just start.
Come on, just go.
I
Yeah.
don't understand. Well, these parents committed this. You know, they murdered Freddy. We all know that. This is not a spoiler.
Sorry.
Why, if they're trying to keep this secret, why at this funeral are they putting photos of their children on public display?
Jesus.
Yeah, very weird.
See.
Well, here we go. So now we're back home. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Didn't think about that. Okay, yep. All right, and that's gonna be it for this episode, people.
Oh no, I ain't fucking done.
Kevin's not done.
Nancy's in her.
Well, I've got some stuff to say that Kevin's not gonna like. I'm excited for it.
Nancy's in her bed. We get the iconic Freddy coming through the wall, but instead we get
Oh,
practical Windows 98 ass effects. They could have
Yeah.
took a person.
terrible.
It looks so.
I was like,
oh,
woof.
woof. It's like,
Woof.
sorry, Sam Bayer. This is not a fucking Marilyn Manson video. You can't just put random CGI in when you can.
And that couldn't have been more affordable than a practical effect. You know what I mean?
Just put someone behind a screen.
Right. They paid so much money for what ended up being very shitty when they could have affordably done something better.
Yeah. Even the worst practical effects I've seen for like very low budget horror is going to look 20,000 times better than that every single time. Every time.
Oh, I'm at least going to appreciate it more because I know people did it with their hands.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that's a part of it. Yeah. Yeah. But she wakes up to nothing there because Freddy's not there. Now we see Chris looking at childhood photos in the middle of the night, and she tells her mom, "Hey, I didn't know Dean before high school." And we get this dialogue I could care fucking less. When Chris's mom goes to bed, she decides to go look in the attic to find missing photos, I guess. She finds a box of kid photos and a doll's dressed with slash marks in them. Ooh, spooky. As she's up in the attic, she hears footsteps and Freddy's saying, "Remember me." He's got that. Oh, okay. She wakes up in her bed safe and sound. Now it's school time. And of course, Quinn's wearing a Joy Division shirt. Fucking hipster. He hangs out with these scene kids, and
I love Joy Division.
I do love Joy Division.
No, I do too.
Is your problem with the shirt being featured on a kid who clearly doesn't know who Joy Division is in real life?
That's it. That's it.
Okay.
Sorry.
I
love Joy Division.
Name 3 songs.
No.
So if Quinn, Nancy's okay. No, it's just because at 2010, I remember the hipster movement was the butt end of a lot of jokes in my high school. So it makes and going into college, so it makes sense that I'm like, oh, of course he's wearing a Joy Division shirt and he's got the eyeliner. It's just like, come on, Quentin.
Yeah.
But now we're in a history class, and let me tell you, this teacher knows what he's talking about. I was fascinated by the teacher's lecture. He was talking about the Peloponnesian War. Like, this is the best part of the movie. No, seriously, listen up.
I'm with you.
I believe you.
He is so on point with Pericles' funeral oration before the Spartans come to destroy Athens during the second half of the Peloponnesian War. It was such a great lecture. I was like, I just want to listen to this. But then unfortunately, the movie continues to go on. So the best part of the movie is the dude's lecture. This is supposed to be quote unquote boring, but he does. It was great. That's one of the best part of a lecture I've ever heard on the Peloponnesian War. Anyway, let's move on to this fucking movie.
That's really fun.
Yeah, thank you. Chris opens her textbook and sees Freddy's glove, and everything CGI explodes into ashes. Freddy tells her, "You shouldn't fall asleep in class." And who in the fucking Voldemort is that? That ain't Freddy. She wakes up in class screaming her hair off and decides to drive back home on Elm Street. 21 minutes in, dear God. Chris gets home, decides to go up in the attic, and her mom stops her to let her know, hey, I'm going to be gone for a while. So yeah, she sets an alarm system. We get a spooky Elm.
Your kids' friends are dying, and you can't take a couple days off work. You gotta go.
She's got the red eye to London. She'll be back.
And I know that like absentee parents are a theme in every single one of these movies. I get that, but I just didn't like that. I was like, no way. At least Nancy's parents were drunken around.
Yeah, I'd rather have them drunk around than be like, I'm gonna go to London for like 3 days.
Bye. London, baby.
London. So yeah, and now she's sifting through a newspaper. I'm like,
London. Yep.
I almost started singing Sweeney Todd.
Yeah. Oh.
No.
And like girls, like yeah,
It's
like I love that they're having
Yeah.
you look through books, look through newspapers. Like girls, 2010, get on your AIM, play some Candy Crush, and check on Facebook. Like, what are you doing? And now we see Jesse come through the window, and Jesse is the main douchey scene kid with the heavy eyeliner asking Chris about what's going on.
The guy is always just mad. Yeah,
He's just mad all the
what's
time.
your problem, bro?
And Chris tells him like, "Hey, I'm having dreams too." And she tells him about the man. He's burned and melted, knives on his fingers. And Jesse knows about the knives, and he's like, "We're having the same dream." And she says, and I quote, and she says it like this: "I'm so afraid."
Yes, terrible.
God, that line delivery. I was like, "Oh God, no." I wonder what they'll do with the iconic sequences coming up. Oh, they're going to ruin them. Chris wakes up, and alongside Jesse, she hears a dog in the back. She goes out to look for the dog, and oh no, the dead dog. Yeah, minus 1,000,000 points. I hated that. I hated that. Nope, no dead dogs. Nope, fuck that. Freddy
Yeah, I
comes
know.
by, and then Freddy comes by and says, "I was just petting him." It's like that's not even fucking funny. Like, shut the fuck up. Not clever, not funny, not creepy. He just says lines to say lines. And sure, he's saying them well, but they're just nope. Nope. Freddy's Dead had better lines. Freddy's Dead.
Ooh,
I know.
wow.
I know.
No, I
I
disagree.
know. I said it. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Now
I think
know.
I disagree because I really, with all of my being, hate Funny Freddy. Like because it's like it gets to be too much over that line of like balance of like
Yeah.
funny and scary. It's too much. And what is happening?
I suck. Hold on.
Whoa.
Everything is fine. This movie, you guys are on. I'm in my own little world right here, and movie just made me think about this specific part of this specific song.
Oh no. So cut my wrist and black my eye.
I can fall asleep tonight or die.
Yeah. That looks like Quentin in the middle there.
Not Quentin. What's the dude? What's the other dude?
Jesse.
Jesse. This is Jesse's theme song. He even looks like he wants to. Yeah.
So yeah, my big problem. I just don't like Funny Freddy. I think it takes all of the fear and menace out of him, and I get annoyed with him really quickly.
No, and that's why 6 is so awful because it's just all Funny Freddy.
Like, yeah. And so for me, this Freddy, and I can talk about it a little more later, but it was like kind of a welcome like change and like reset for me, where I'm like, okay, at least you're doing something.
A serious Freddy.
True,
not
but
only in his presentation, but in his backstory as well.
True, but he's still doing jokes, but all of the jokes are not like they're not sure they're not delivered by Robert Englund. That's one thing, but like they're not clever, they're not funny. So it's like they're trying to still keep that like Freddy that's a little bit funny too. Like I was just petting him. Like what the
that
fucking
that one
don't
I'm
say
not
that. Don't fucking say that. You dumb. No, don't say that. No. Timu.
But again, like I would argue that that's writing more so than it's acting.
I know.
Yeah.
And by argue, I just mean like bring it up.
Yes. No, my anger is placed towards the whole thing, not the actor, maybe the character and how he delivers the line. Yeah. Because I think that Rorschach is a perfect Rorschach. I'll give him that. So it's nothing to do with the actor. It's just they're like, well, they're giving me 30 million to do whatever the hell I want. So and I have lines that look like ass, but so be it. Anyway,
like it was hard now to pick up a part after Robert Englund too. Like if he's the only guy that's ever played that part, and now you've been given this part, and now it's like, okay, I really have to do something very different, but still everybody loves this. I don't know. It goes back to that history thing I was talking about.
I get that,
so
and see, this is why you're here, Kendra, because I think this whole thing would just be a rage-filled, just
like Kevin Ray
discussion. So I appreciate you're bringing me down to reality because yes, I have to think on it, but I cannot stress enough how much I dreaded watching this again, and I hated every second of it, except for the history lecture and the first 20 seconds.
At least you found those things.
Yeah,
yes.
You found something.
I did. I found something. And there's one kill that's pretty good, so I'll get to that because I think it wasn't CGI. But anyway, So now she's in the preschool, and we get the classic 1-2 phrase coming for you with the girls in the jump rope, and this one girl's like, "Hey, come down here. He's going to hide from him," and he's counting, and she's trying to wake up, but Jesse won't wake up, and I'm like, "Oh my god, just kill her already!" And okay, that was a good scare because she goes to the bathroom, comes to lie back down, and then Freddy just pops right up from the bed. I was like, "Oh, that actually got me a little bit. I'll give him that." And he says, "Found you." Now we get her flying around the room, but unlike the original, this just looks silly. Like she's literally like just bonk.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's
It's
like
like
she's
the
in a
difference
fucking
between
pinball machine. Ping pong, ping, ping, ping. It's
which is a really great Freddy versus
This
Jason
is
scene.
silly. Then she gets cut right down the middle, and then just blood everywhere, and the alarm starts going off, covered in blood, and everyone's like, "Oh my god!" All of that is happening, and you go across town. Hipster Nancy's deciding to do some art, probably listen to Neutral Milk Hotel or something. Hipster culture was so fun back then to make fun of. Jesse comes over to freak out at Nancy, telling her Chris was killed in her sleep. She's like, "I keep hearing a song, Freddy," and she's like, "If you die in your dreams, you die for real." Ooh, riveting.
Yeah.
Yes, his ass. They find Jesse, and he's like, "Oh," then they didn't even read him his rights. So you know what? He could have gone scot-free. So another technicality brought into court, just like what happened to Freddy in the first place.
So are we saying that it's really this town's cops are
Yeah.
just
You just
Now we got
suck.
prison Jesse still has the eyeliner though firmly applied. He meets his new cellmates, Bubba Joe, and now okay, I took a break from the movie. I took a break from the shit. Okay, I'll stop then. Where are you guys at with this movie by now? As Jesse's now in jail, we got our first major kill.
It's
I guess
interesting
other than
that
Dean, our
they
second
follow
major
like
kill.
Chris throughout the beginning and not Nancy.
Are you guys a little more accepting of it as I am?
It's all right.
I mean, I don't know that I would like say I'm accepting of it. I agree with you
Like, yeah.
that the storytelling is weaker. I think that like this movie suffers because the kids aren't friends. You know,
Yeah.
like this movie
I would
suffers because
agree.
they don't have each other
Or chemistry or anything.
or chemistry. Yeah. So that I don't like. That whole diner opening scene, I'm a guilty pleasure watcher of things like Riverdale. And I swear to God, that's the same set, is what it seems
Oh.
like. I didn't like that.
Oh.
So I wouldn't say that I'm on board with it. What I am on board with is I do like this Freddy. On the whole, I think I do have some issues with some of the line deliveries, but I also chalk those up to like, this is what this actor was given.
Yeah.
You know?
I
And
just
maybe
think that
not an improper, you know, like maybe that's just not the type of actor he is. And I like this Freddy's makeup a lot. Like it's all most of it's practical. I like that it looks like a real burn victim would. I like that they changed it a little bit, and it's so it's not just like a carbon copy of something that he's not. They fitted it to his face, and I do. There's a little bit of CGI in his cheek where they show like where those tendons are, but it's not. And I thought that for the time looked pretty good. Like put it next to something that was done today, and it would look terrible.
Yeah.
So like, no, I'm not super buying the story of this movie, but there's also some cool visual stuff in the movie, like lighting that I like.
Yeah. No, I get that. I just for me, I couldn't get into any. And when I keep talking about the Freddy, I might have been harsh on him, but he just doesn't work for me. It doesn't fill me with fear like Robert Englewood in the first original, or even then I just think this is not the part for him. And it just how he approaches it just doesn't work for me. Because we're trying to get a mixture of the funny Freddy and the serious Freddy, and instead we get like
dead fish Freddy.
Yeah. It just doesn't work. I feel like yes, maybe a different actor would have had a different approach, and I could think of some on top of my head, but just they could have just not made this movie.
I mean, that's yeah. I think that thus far I do have a few more notes about like the words you used to describe Freddy and what you didn't like that I'll talk about later, but yeah, that's all. I think that I'm on board with this Freddy, but the rest of the movie is absolutely terrible.
Yeah. How about you, Dustin?
I mean, I don't like the Freddy. I don't like the characters. I do like I like how the movie looks, not the CGI, but like like the diner scene and stuff. Like I don't know, the dark settings, kind of.
It's very music video setting. Like you can see his
Yes.
pedigree in music videos because he did do "Smells Like Teen Spirit," which
Yeah.
is
I had a whole list of all the ones.
Which is
Yeah.
crazy.
And so I think you can really see that that's where visually, because like in a music video, you have to be pretty visually stunning right off the bat. Like, and it has to be all the way through. And I think that he does, that's his skill set, and he
That's
achieves
about
it
it.
in here in this movie. Yeah, I would agree.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
about it.
That's about it. Well, now we're getting to Nancy. Nancy calls Quinn to tell him some shit. Then Quinn uses a bookstore to look up sleep deprivation on Ask Jeeves or something. He starts falling
I remember
asleep.
using bookstores for that instead of
There you go.
libraries.
Yeah.
He starts falling asleep and starts seeing a little girl down the hallway, and nothing comes out of that. Jesse's in his cell, but getting out on bail, probably a dream sequence, though. As he turns around, oh, look, it's just a wall, and he's now in a boiler room reminiscent of the OG. He starts hearing Chris's voice and sees children in cages, and there's Freddy. He starts seeing the dead bodies of Chris. He's like, oh, God. He's like, no, just me. I'm like, ugh, just don't. And then he says, why are you screaming when I haven't cut you yet? I'm like, it just, nope. Stop saying things. You don't have to say anything. Just be, no. This whole arm goes through him and he's dead, which, okay, that's cool. When Bubba Joe sees him dead, he's like, it wasn't me. Get me out of here. And then we get this like, oh, the brain's still on for 6 minutes. We've got 6 more minutes to play. He sounded like Butthead there. I'm not kidding. It's like, I was like, dude, Butthead. Now that would have been funny. Freddy is Butthead is Freddy.
Yes, I heard Hank Hill, which makes sense because Mike Judge, but yeah.
Yeah, Hank Hill, there you go. And now we're at the library again, and Quentin and Nancy are talking about who gives a flying fuck. Talking about Pied Piper, dreams, micro naps, riveting stuff. Now Nancy's mom comes home and seeing her drawing stuff with an iPad Nano on her bed. I was like, whoa, that brought me back. Probably downloaded shit off of LimeWire and fucked up the family computer. That's why she's never on it.
Yeah.
Why is her main drawing in the corner is a stick figure with the body of a scrotum? I never understood that, but okay. Nancy's asked if she has any connection to any of the other kids, and she's asking her mom, like, do we have any connection? Does there ever a guy named Freddy? Mom's like, nah. Oh, and it's like, oh, I see where this is going. Nancy's mom, Gwen, goes to make a phone call and says, Nancy's starting to remember. I'm like, ooh, we're going to get the famous bathtub scene, except for this one looks bad. Freddy's hand comes up and interrupted by mom. What was that?
Just, it's so short. It's not even
like, it's the like,
yep.
Not the earring, and the music doesn't go with it. It's just I'm like,
yeah. You don't see the depth of it. None of it. Ugh.
Might as well have had a trombone player going. That's what it should have sounded like. That's what. And this is where I started to go into my stream of consciousness. When I really like a movie, when I'm writing notes, I just start going into. So here I was for what I put. So I said, this just doesn't work at all. It misses completely what made the OG a bona fide classic. It doesn't do anything unique. It's a poor imitation. This Freddy's just not doing it. Not even has to be for Albert England, just an actor with more personality in this case. Or, of course, now that not being harsh on the actor, it's more of the writing. But it's like, even then, it just doesn't work for me. And they're leaning really into the child rapist stuff, which, yeah, of course, it makes him more despicable. But you don't add that and then don't make him, he's not even remotely scary or intimidating. I don't find him scary or intimidating throughout the whole movie.
Which that's where I had a note. I think it's interesting that you use the word intimidating because they're leaning into like the child rapist. He has to groom these children, right? And to them, I wouldn't think, not being I don't know how to groom children because I'm not a creep.
Yes.
But like, you wouldn't want to be intimidating.
Yeah.
You would want to ingratiate yourself with them. And so I just thought that was an interesting word for you to use where it's like, for me, I'm like, oh, of course he wouldn't want the children to find him intimidating. He's trying to like lure them down to a creepy, rapey murder basement.
Yeah. I think that gets into what I say next. I see you put a note too. Because now we get this weird subplot that I hated. I'm like, I couldn't remember where they were going to go with it. I'm glad that they didn't need to. So Nancy and Quentin get together and see that they're all connected to this preschool. Now they're looking through it's a looking through shit montage in their house. They see a school picture of all the kids at a preschool. Mom comes in acting her ass off saying, what are you doing? They're asking about what happened. That's how she says it too.
I know.
Mom's terrible.
She's pretty bad in this. She's usually really good in almost every American Horror Story.
Yeah,
Like,
that's when I
great.
saw
love
her.
Connie. Was it White Lotus? I think
White Lotus. Yes, the second
first
season.
season,
Right.
second season. One of
Yeah.
anyway. Yeah, she's almost
Yeah.
always great. This,
So
not so much.
she just like, yeah, because she literally says, "What are you doing?" Mom says a man named Fred Kreuger was at the preschool who was a gardener. What preschool has a gardener anyway? Who lived in the basement of the preschool. Also weird.
Yeah, that is
Those
weird.
no. The kids start telling parents about the abuse suffering from him, and this is where I think this just adds too much mythos to Freddy. Like the OG, we don't need that. We know that he was killed by the parents of the area and that he killed children. Awful, but we don't get this background stuff until part 6, and we all know how we feel about part 6. So it's like, I just think that it wasn't necessary. I think to keep sure, he either way, he hurts children. That's, if we got that makes him an awful person. But then they had to like go into more detail and like, oh, they were, I don't know. It affects me more because as a father, like I was just like,
you just don't want to know that you like want to hear about those things, right?
Yes, I was very uncomfortable with it, and it triggered me. I guess that's what should have been one of our triggers, is that this had more about the child abuse and stuff, and that really got to me.
Sexual abuse, yes.
Yes.
And like for me, I also have to remember that we're kind of moving into a really high true crime fandom in 2010.
Oh, yes.
I like the details, like in the way that I kind of I like Rob Zombie's Michael Myers. I like seeing his fucked up childhood life. Like it really dug that version of it. And I also think that the mystery, although I love the mystery that we have in the original with Freddy, like he's creepy because we don't know a whole lot. I don't think that's the only thing that made him scary. I think that like knowing his crimes in the same way that knowing about the details of things that the people like BTK did can make them scarier. Where it's like, you're a human being like me, but you can do you have done these despicable things. And so I didn't hate the detail.
Okay.
In its idea.
I think mine was more of, just a trigger reaction. I don't know. Dustin, what do you think about adding more to Freddy here?
It's kind of a bit much. Like, I don't know. That's more fucked up than just killing kids. I feel like killing kids was just enough.
Mm-hmm.
That's still fucked up.
I always thought that him being a sexual abuser was implied in the first one. And just not like,
you don't really need to be like,
I don't think you need it, but for me it didn't ruin anything.
Okay, fair enough.
No, but like hindrance, no.
Mm-hmm. Well, Mr. Krabs drives up to pick up Quentin. I'm sorry, not Mr. Krabs, Quentin's dad. And damn, there's still 40 minutes of this movie left. We've got swim practice and computer lab. And I love how she starts Xing out the pictures of all the kids who died. I'm like, was that necessary?
No. X out the names on the back. You don't need to X out the face.
I'm like, come on. I just silly. And they keep using a search engine called GigaBlast, which I just love that because what? And I forgot how big laptops were back then. Like that laptop must have been 20 pounds. And we keep going back and forth between Nancy and the computer lab, which for people who are listening who are under the age of 25, there used to be these things called computer labs where you would go all to this one lab where all the computers were and you'd work on the computers just in case people know.
Yeah, is that a thing anymore?
Oh no, because they give kids tablets.
Yes, we do. More swim lessons, giving me bad memories when I was on the swim team, waking up at 5:30 to go swimming at 6 to 7:30, then get ready for class. Ooh, bad days. Quentin's swimming and he gets pulled under and in slow-mo brought up looking like a doofus at some burned down power plant. Sorry, not paper plant. And as he brought up, he's like, whoa, it looks cool. But then he comes up, he's just like, whoa. It's like, well, he's just silly looking. He sees Fred Kreuger before he comes up. Freddy's running, and before he's Freddy Kreuger, he's running, and all these cars chase him. This scene is just kind of silly. I'm sorry, it's overkill because it looks like a mobster movie where they're gonna go whack a guy and they're gonna drive into him or something. I don't know. It just looks too silly.
They did whack a guy.
Well, yeah, but like. It's just
no. I know what you mean. I'm sorry. I was just being a little bit.
No, yeah. I see. So all the parents surround him in the building, and they're gonna set fire to it. And he says, "This ends tonight." And I said, "Evil dies tonight.
Dies tonight.
Evil dies tonight."
Yeah, that was
and I said, And that's why I said this backstory is so unnecessary. We don't need to see a crying, pleading Fred Kreuger completely taken away from the story. And we get slow-mo of him, and this slow-mo of him ripping off his jacket and running.
That
That's
was
just
silly. That was
it is
It's bad.
so
That's bad.
dumb.
yeah.
Is
Very
this
music video-y. Yeah.
No.
Very Darth Vader no at the end of Revenge of the Sith.
No. Oh man.
Yeah. But anyway, now we're back in the computer lab because Quentin's drowning, I guess. And she watches this video of one of the kids that was there, and this dude has a website, and I love that it just says home and it says music. I'm like, does this guy like make music? What is this? And in the video, he says, if I sleep, I dream. If I dream, I'm dead. Dickens level writing right there.
Tagline. That guy is in the Friday the 13th remake. He's the guy who brings
Oh yeah.
he brings like the bong, Sweet Lucille.
That is that guy. Okay. Huh.
Yep. Quentin goes in now. This is where it's like they just didn't need to do any of this. Quentin goes into Dad's office, yelling at him about whether they have made it up or did they even find this cave where Freddy. I don't know why they did this.
Yeah, this was unnecessary. I agree. Like, you don't need to convince me that, or try to make me think Freddy's innocent just to tell me he's guilty.
Yeah.
Like,
it's
too much. This is silly.
Dumb,
Yeah.
dumb.
Get outta here.
I hated it. I hated it.
You just believed us for a change. We'd say
We fucking believe you.
He's like, well,
Like,
fucking
There's
yeah.
victims.
Because
So
one group
That's a
touches,
serious
like,
thing. You can't
this is-
not believe it.
But this is good. But like, historically, we had the whole satanic panic in the 80s and 90s where like children were giving false testimonies about being abused by you. So not an impossible or
Same
unheard
thing
of
in
thing.
the Salem witch trials.
Yeah.
They were just lying.
They're just lying. So not out of the realm of possibility, but absolutely not needed in this movie and out of place.
But yeah, but they're victim shaming kindergartners and preschoolers.
Absolutely they are.
And I'm like, Quentin, what are you doing? It's so, and he says to his dad, you killed an innocent man. It's like, how do you know he's innocent?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, how do you
Because you had a wet dream. Oh wait, whoops. You had an underwater dream. Sorry, that's not that sounded weird.
Yeah, I agree. This was dumb.
Yeah.
And then victim blaming children.
Yes, and then I put this little note here. If Quentin thinks he's innocent, now to explain how Freddy was literally licking Nancy's face and getting all sexual with her about being her favorite. I'm having flashbacks of why I blocked this movie out of my memory is because right here is when I gave up. Why in the ever-living fuck would they want Freddy Kreuger to possibly be sympathetic in any way? Like, I know they weren't going to do that, but still, it's like, why even
try? Like,
yeah.
The mob alone, like the parental mob alone, is enough to make me like think about how I feel about vigilante justice. I don't need, you know what I mean? Like, I don't need this rug pull of, oh, he's innocent, but he's not. Yeah.
It's not whoever wrote this, shame on you. Well, we're gonna get to that. Quinn's having a hissy fit in the hallway, says, our stories, our lies got him killed. I'm like,
they didn't.
What?
Yeah, like,
no.
Yeah, he does go all off of
like Kyle, Quentin
for sure.
And now we get the bloody body bag scene down the hallway, and it's like, well, it's too late now. I already hate this movie, so thanks for ruining the best part.
It's just shoehorned in there. It's not even organic. I don't know. I didn't like that either.
And then now they're driving around. Like, then the next 10 minutes of them driving around town. It's like, well, we're gonna go back to the school, but first I gotta get pills. Oh wait, first I gotta go drop off here. Like, they're doing little errands and shit.
Oh yeah.
And then they're like,
in the trailer, I think.
A lot of this movie is just so forgettable. Like, I just watched this and I forgot it again.
Oh, I
watched it this morning.
And so now that he's at the pharmacy trying to get caffeine pills, and he's like, well, I need these pills. He's like, oh, I need a doctor's prescription. And she falls asleep in the car, and of course Freddy's there trying to get her out of the car, and she wakes up and runs.
Adderall.
Yeah.
No, Adderall.
Right.
Yeah, whatever
Right.
his stuff is.
She runs into the pharmacy and we hear the song "Dream, Dream, Dream." I'm like, oh, I see what they did there. Oh, clever. Now
do
it's
like
Freddy
that
and a
song.
boy. It is a
Yeah.
great song. Oh
Parts in this
no,
movie, it's a great song.
great song, great song. It's just like they were like, hey, we're trying to be clever here, guys. Look, nope, you're not.
Yeah,
It's Freddy and a. And now we see Freddy in a boiler room with sparklers coming out of his fingers. Like it just looks so.
yeah, that was bad.
And we still have 28
God.
minutes left of this movie, and I started bashing my keyboard. When I didn't bash my keyboard, but I went like boom. So I was like, I need
one
this.
page left.
Well, yes, and here we go. I'm gonna rip this a new one. Nancy's in the hospital with Quentin being sad. Mom comes in looking worried. I am happy to know Kyle Gallner will go on and be an excellent actor because damn, he sucks in this. The nurse is about to put her into sedation. Mom signs a waiver so she can be knocked out, but that's happening. Nancy escapes with Quentin and they go off driving again. A lot of this movie is them driving around doing nothing. These two driving around. Little Quentin puts adrenaline into his system. That's so dumb. And we're having a very important dialogue about who cares. As they're driving, they see Freddy in the roads and swerve into a bog or something. They're very nonchalant about the whole thing. Like after all, they're like, we got to go. Come on. The line deliveries have as much weight as a third grader reciting his lines during a school play while constipated. They walk through the preschool trying to relive. Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Yeah. They walk through the preschool trying to relive their memories or some shit. 22 minutes. How's this not going any faster? They look around the old basement, the home of Fred, and they find it.
Your stream of consciousness is my favorite.
Thank you. When I hate when I did this very strongly dislike a movie. This you should have seen the horrors of Spider Island. That one. Go back to that episode.
I was like this movie's okay, and Kid was like, no,
no. This one, no. Quentin finds a block box with Polaroid pictures, all of Nancy. We don't know what of. We were wrong. He's not after us because we lied. He's after us because we told the truth. Well, no fucking shit, Quentin.
Oh shit.
Nancy talks about trying to take him out of the dream. We get some Harry Potter sounding music. They kiss. The audience groans. Still 16 minutes left, and I'm dying. I found there's a 607-minute film that is literally watching paint dry. I'm dead serious when I say I would rather watch that in its entirety than this ever again. Why did Quentin confront his dad in the first place, saying they put an innocent man to death? What evidence did he have? Well, Quentin's now asleep. Freddy's boiler room. Sorry, kills Quentin. I have his voice, his mannerisms. Nope. He says, "Fuck you." Okay. A little fast for me. He says, "A little fast for me." I'm like, so dumb. Fuck, this is Nancy in her house now, dreaming of Freddy coming down while she hides in a closet. Jump scare in 3, 2, 1. Boo, he comes up into the closet. We already knew that. She starts running up into a quicksand of blood. And I'm like, okay, pause. That is a cool scene. I'll give it that.
But it's not all CGI blood. I watched a special feature.
Yep.
And she's like in a tank of blood.
I was like, okay, thank you. I can take that one part. I'm like, that was cool. But then guess who?
I think that's why I like that poster I sent you guys a picture of so much. Not only is it huge and vinyl and like kind of cool, but I like that scene.
Yeah. Oh, it's a cool scene. But then Freddy goes and says, "How's this for a wet dream?" I'm like, oh, God damn it, Freddy. Shut up. And then gets ruined by CGI blood on the ceiling, trying to do a riff on the Johnny Depp scene, but in reverse. How original. And then he starts saying this stuff, and this is where he just really needed to stop. He says, "Your mouth says no, but your body says yes." It's like, oh, God.
I think that's a line in Freddy vs. Jason.
Oh.
Or something similar. I just recently watched that, too, where he's got... What's her name? Anyway, the lead girl in that one. I've been watching a lot of Freddy this week.
I know. And then he says, "I'm your boyfriend now." Obviously from the original, but he had to start with all the wet dreams and your mouth says, and Nancy brings Kreuger out of the dream world and they start attacking Freddy. He gets his hand chopped off. He's like, "That's because you're in my world now, bitch." I'm like, boo. She cuts Freddy's throat and blood all over, and that's it, quote unquote. Possibly. So that's probably it, but it's still not over. So we still have like 8 minutes and I'm dying. She decides to put the thing on fire, the whole school, because it's been left abandoned for some reason. They escaped the firefighters, desperately trying to put out the dumpster fire that is this film. Hey, Quentin, nightmare's over. I said, boo. Nancy gets home with her mom, and it's Freddy, who CGI kills her mom in a window, then over. Yep.
We did it.
You did it, proud of you. I will say that CGI kill is no worse for me than the pulling the mom through the window.
I mean,
in the first
in the
episode.
first one was ridiculous, but it's like it's fine.
I don't. Yeah, like I said
I don't
earlier,
even
I'm not
re-
a fan
I
of
can't
it.
even.
So like for me, this was just as bad. I was like, yep,
Fair
that's
enough.
terrible.
Yeah.
Well, terrible. And I'm glad they never did anything else with it. Well, hey guys, scenes that stick out? None. How about you?
No.
Oh, that hallway scene. The hallway.
Okay, the one hallway
Like
and the history lecture.
And the history lesson. And I actually, this isn't a scene with Freddy, but the way the Jackie Earle Haley like rubs the knives together with his glove instead of scratching the metal things, I kind of liked that. That like change in the tick. It was kind of menacing sounding, but no, there are no real scenes that stick out for me.
Performances from Mr. Krabs.
And Jordy over here.
Yeah.
Star Trek.
Yeah, there you go. Performances from actors that stick out.
Unfortunately, I like Rooney Mara, and I like Kyle Gallner, but like this movie and the writing is not good. And guess what? Actors could only do what they could do with what they got.
Yeah, with what they're getting.
And they ain't got much in this.
And they did. You could tell they just weren't into the script anyway, except for Jack Earle Haley, who tried, but it just every time it's just like it just didn't work. I'm like
behind the scenes thing today too, and it seemed like he had a good time, which good for you.
If everyone had fun,
yeah, which is not what you want to hear about a movie you made, but
everyone had a good time.
Yeah.
So special effects, well, too much CGI muddled it. There are some like
terrible CGI,
scene, but that it took away from a lot of it.
It did. It's not only too much, but it's like terrible. Whereas like the guy who's doing the new Andy
Muschietti.
That's his shtick. Like that is him. It's his style. It's on purpose.
Yeah.
And so for me, I'm like, I guess that's who you are. That's what you're gonna be. That's your goal. I'm gonna give it to you.
Yeah.
But like this is not that. It is not on purpose. It's just bad.
It's just
yeah. Overall feeling?
No. Poop.
I like this Freddy, but the rest of it I hate.
Kill it with fire. In comparison to the original, nope. No. They literally were like, hey, you old fans, remember this scene? Well, fuck you.
Yeah, it was bad.
I didn't kills. I didn't care because I didn't care. Sound was done by Steve Jablonsky. He just took Charles Bernstein and then tried to make it modern, but the movie was so awful. I blotted out the music. There's nothing.
There's nothing memorable.
Nope. Do you want to do the actors and crew there, sir?
Let me see if there's anything decent on the soundtrack. If there is a soundtrack, I don't think there even was a soundtrack.
I didn't hear any music at that. Well, as soon as the end credits came up,
you were like done by.
Yeah. No, so maybe there was music.
Actors and crew. Jackie Haley as Freddy Kreuger, Kyle Gallner as Quentin Smith, Rooney Mara as Nancy Hallbrook, Katie Cassidy as Chris Fowles, Thomas Decker as Jesse Braun, Kellen Lutz as Dean Russell, Clancy Brown as Mr. Krabs, Connie Britton as Dr. Glenn Hallbrook. Wesley Strick and over to the crew, Wesley Strick and Eric Heiser. WGA writers, they're the one who ruined this movie. Michael Bay, Richard Brenner, Mike Drake, and like 10 more producers, of course. Yeah, Michael Bay did. He also produced the Friday the 13th remake.
He also produced the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, he did.
It's through Platinum Dunes. That's his.
Okay.
Oh, that makes sense. Well,
yeah, and I think he's kind of a genre fan. Like, I think he likes horror movies.
Well, like those other remakes are fine. So this one was just straight ass.
Yeah.
Cinematography done by Jet Cutter. Editor Glenn Scalterbury. Patrick Lum was the production designer, and Craig Jackson was the art director. Then we also have Karen Lynn Acatato, Andy Clement, and James McKinnon. They were the makeup and prosthetics that were barely in this. Michael
that Freddy makeup was pretty extensive.
Oh, okay,
yeah, they did. I watched.
Okay,
yeah, they did all.
Sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
Like it was really cool. They because Robert England's makeup time was like 6+ hours. They got his down to like 3, which is still a lot. But the way they like pieced together the prosthetics, that was an interesting part of the special features I watched.
There you go.
And then like 50 people for the visual and special effects.
Method Studios, which boo to Method. Hopefully they got better over time. Well,
Director.
Yeah.
Samuel Baird, 90% of his career was music videos. From 1991 to today, biggest music video claims to fame. Smells Like Teen Spirit, as mentioned before. Mama, I'm Coming Home. Tesla, What You Give. Iron Maiden, damn, Fear of the Dark. Tears for Fears.
Melissa Etheridge.
Corrosion of Conformity.
Albatross.
Cranberries. Zombie. Oh shit! Marilyn Manson's Rock is Dead. Okay.
Yeah.
Smashing Pumpkins.
Oh fuck, Green Day.
Yeah. Lots of Green Day.
Oh shit!
You gotta
Boulevard of
stick
Broken
to what
Dreams.
you're good
Holiday. Wake Me Up When September Ends. My Chemical Romance. Welcome to the Black Parade. And then this movie.
Yeah.
Dang.
Then he does commercials and did
April. Oh yeah. What? April. Yeah, he did all this in the commercials, the Emmy Awards segments, more music videos. This is the only movie this guy did. Thank you.
Yeah.
April 30th was the release date, and we're coming up on that. Country of origin in the United States of America. Alternate names for the movie? Nope. $35 million budget with 115.7 box office, because people were like, holy shit, there's a new one.
Yeah, brand recognition at this point. There's
yeah. But let's walk on over. Walk on home, boy. Sorry. Dude, the Rotten Tomatoes score 14% compared
Not low enough.
What did we say? 94 before?
Yeah, 94.
And then 43% from the audience compared to 85.
Wow.
Fun fact.
I think those meant to put negative.
Negative 43%. Fun trivia. Wes Craven hated this movie. Of course. Mara also hated being in this movie.
Good for her.
Good for her. Watch it. Don't.
Kill
it.
Yeah.
How are we killing it?
Kill it.
Kevin.
Kill it. Bring it into a comic book, make it a little paper mache, and then do a little quip and cut it to ribbons and make sure it never sees the light of day again.
That fucking Tales from the Hood?
Actually, no, that was from Nightmare on Elm Street Part 5 when he's a comic book.
Yeah.
I was thinking in Tales from the Hood where that kid's drawing his dad as a monster because he's afraid of him.
Yes.
And then he draws him and he just like crumples up the paper. And his dad,
I like that too. Yes. Ooh, I have to watch that one again.
Think of Creep Show.
Draw this in a piece of paper and
burn it.
Yeah.
Burn it. Just never see this. Don't waste the time.
Don't just
pretend it never existed. It is.
The last time I watched this was so long ago that I didn't even think that Annie watched it, and we've been together for 10 years now. And is this the one where he looks all dumb? And then, we watched this like 9 years ago. So if you want to watch it,
don't
every 10 years, I guess, to remind yourself how bad it is.
I'll pay you to not watch it.
I'm gonna say kill it, with the exception that I do like this Freddy, but I'm still gonna kill the movie. If I'm gonna kill Scream 6, I'm gonna kill this movie.
Yeah, kill it.
I'm gonna kill this, and I definitely killed Scream 7. Now I finally seen it. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
We'll get to that another night, I think, because I have some things to say.
Yay!
And that's going to be it for this week. Thank you so much for joining us. If you enjoyed this episode, please give us a 5-star review wherever you listen to your podcast.
Give us a like on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on TikTok. We have some great things coming up, and we want you to be a part of the community. We always put on movies we're watching on Letterboxd, whether it's in theaters or whether it's through streaming. It's random movies and horror films and everything in between. You can also follow us on said Letterboxd. With Dustin, what is your Letterboxd?
It is Dustin at HFMM Pod. POD.
Mine's Kevin HFMM Pod, and you can follow us on there and talk to us through email as well, hfmmpodcast@gmail.com. We love hearing from you guys, and we love to talk to you in the future. We actually have some interviews coming up with people. We're going to learn about newer movies. We could take a break from 2010 for a bit. We're just very excited that we're delving into something new every time.
Yep. And on the next episode, we're going to be talking about, I don't know the order that I'm putting them in. It's either the vinyl edition for Freddy vs. Jason, or that already happened. Or the next episode is going to be The Wolfman, another original remake that's going to be a lot better.
Yeah, I'm really excited to hear that.
Universal horror. I'm always down for Universal horror. Oh, finally.
Yeah, the classic, The Wolfman, and then the 2010 Wolfman, The Wolfman with Anthony
Benicio del Toro and Anthony Hopkins.
That's actually good. Not the 2025 one that's fucking god awful from Blumhouse.
Didn't see that.
Don't.
I saw the trailer and I was like, nope. No Anthony Hopkins, not doing it.
Don't. Until then, stay spooky.